I've been using prop number 1 for the past 30 days, and in this video I'm gonna tell you my honest review. More specifically, first I'm gonna give you an overview of this proffer. Then I'm gonna show you all the challenges that they offer and the rules that you need to follow. After that, I'm going to log in my account to give you a tour of the backend and to give you an idea of all the instruments that you can trade and the spreads that you can expect to get. And finally, I'm gonna tell you what in my opinion are all the pros and cons about this proffer. If at any point during this video you also would like to try prop number 1, you can do so by clicking the first link in the video description. And once you get at the checkout page, if you use the coupon code STKTRD like you see right now on the screen, you are always going to receive a 10% discount on all your challenges, no matter the size of the purchase. So, if you're serious about trying prop number 1, I suggest you follow these steps. And now, let's start with the video. I'm currently on the home page of prop number 1, and if we start scrolling down, we can immediately see that this proffer received multiple awards, like for example most reliable proffer and most innovative proffer. And they also have more than 700 reviews on Trustpilot with an average score of 4.2, which of course is a sign of a reliable and trustworthy proffer. Additionally, in 2024 they were also certified as one of the safest and most transparent proffer, and contrary to a lot of other competitors, they give you maximum freedom and no restriction. In fact, you don't have any limitation when it comes to trading the news and also holding trades over the weekend. And the reason is because prop number 1 interest and the interest of the traders are aligned. In fact, when you make money, also prop number 1 makes money, and so it's in their best interest to give you the best possible trading condition. And this, for example, also translate in 24-hour payments and in the opportunity to receive a 100% profit split, and if you can prove to be profitable long term, you might even start to receive a salary of up to $3,000 a month directly from the proffer. Lastly, as you can see from this table that compare prop number 1 to all the other major prop firm in the industry, you can clearly see how this prop firm is trying to offer into its trader the best possible trading condition. And this is clear when looking at things like, for example, the profit share, where prop number 1 offer up to 100%, the salary, in fact, as I told you before, this prop firm give you the opportunity to receive a salary if you can prove to be profitable long term. And then another aspect that I think a lot of traders are going to overlook, but that in my opinion is really important, is the section related to locations. In fact, as you can see, prop number 1 is present in multiple locations and in multiple different continents. And this is a huge advantage because it basically allows this prop firm to accept traders from all over the world, and most importantly, not only give them access to their trading conditions, but also allow them to get funded and most importantly get paid. So again, by just looking at this table, you can clearly see the effort that prop number 1 is putting into giving you access to the best possible trading condition and to give you all the instruments to make sure that you can get funded and actually make money from your trading endeavors. So now that I give you a brief overview of prop number 1, let's talk about the challenges that they offer. When it comes to challenges, prop number 1 offer a one-step challenge and a two-step challenge. The one-step challenge goes from $7,000 till $200,000, and you have the opportunity to pick 4 different add-ons. The first add-on is called Swap Free, and as the name suggests, this specific add-on removes the swap fees, and it is particularly interesting for people of Islamic religion. Then we have the Aggressive Trading add-on. This specific add-on increases the profit target that you need to hit to pass the challenge phase, but at the same time it also increases your overall maximum drawdown both in the challenge phase and also during the funded stage. So, as the name suggests, it's perfect for traders that are a bit more aggressive and want to have more room for errors. Then we have the Double Challenge add-ons. This specific add-on gives you access to a free challenge once you get to the funded stage. So let's say for example that you purchase a $100,000 challenge, you manage to pass the challenge phase and you get to the funded stage. If you selected this specific add-on, once you get to the funded stage, you're going to receive another $100,000 challenge completely for free. And lastly, we have the fast withdrawal add-on. And again, as the name suggests, this specific add-on decreases the amount of days that you need to wait before requesting your first payout, bringing them back down from 21 to 7. Now, if we keep scrolling down, we can see what are the various percentages that are associated with our account. So, in the case of a one-step challenge, the profit target that you need to hit to get to the funded stage is going to be 10%. You're gonna have a daily loss limit of 4% both during the challenge phase and also during the funded stage. The maximum loss is gonna be 6% both during the challenge phase and also during the funded stage. You need to trade for a minimum of 5 days, both during the challenge phase and also during the funded stage. You have an unlimited amount of time to pass the challenge phase, and as I told you before, if you don't select the fast withdrawals add-on, you're gonna need to wait 21 days before being able to request your first payout, and once you pass the challenge phase, you're gonna receive a 100% refund. Now, when it comes to the two-step challenge, in this case, the challenge goes from $7,000 till $300,000. You can select the same exact add-ons, and when it comes to percentages, you have a 5% profit target for step 1 and an 8% profit target for step 2. The daily loss limit is 5% for step 1, 4% for step 2 and 4% also during the funded stage. The maximum loss limit is 10% for step 1, 8% for step 2 and 8% also during the funded stage. You need to trade for a minimum of 1 day during step 1, for a minimum of 5 days during step 2 and also for a minimum of 5 days during the funded stage. You have an unlimited amount of time to pass step 1 and also step 2 of the challenge. And also in the case of this specific challenge, if you don't select the fast withdrawals add-on, you're gonna need to wait 21 days before you can request your first payout. And once you pass the challenge phase, you're going to receive a 100% refund. So now that I show you which challenges prop number 1 offer, let me tell you about a few rules that you need to be aware of. So the first rule you need to be aware of is related to copy trading. In fact, when it comes to prop number 1, copy trading is allowed, but only between accounts that you own. And it's not important if the account is from a forex broker or from another prop firm. The only things that matter is that you are the owner of the account. In fact, you cannot copy trade from accounts that are owned by family member, relatives or friends. Next, as I told you before, prop number 1 give you complete freedom. In fact, no matter which challenge you pick, you are always gonna be able to trade the news and also all trades over the weekend. That being said, even if you can trade whenever you want, you still need to have an average holding time of at least 1 minute. In fact, if your average holding time is below this threshold, you might be marked as a high frequency trader or a tick scalper, which is one of the forbidden trading practices inside prop number 1. And talking about restricted or prohibited trading practices, on this page you can see all the practices that are banned from prop number 1. Things like, for example, abuse of the system, strategies risk-free, exploit challenges, high-frequency trading, tick scalping, grid trading, one-side betting, and so on are all banned from this prop firm. Personally, while going through this list, I haven't found nothing new or groundbreaking. In fact, the same rules that you will find on this page are exactly the same that you will find on all the other prop firms. But as I told you before, prop number 1 at least allow you to trade the news and also to hold trades over the weekend without any type of limitation. So, in my opinion, that's still a net positive for you as a trader. Another aspect where prop number 1 is different from the competition is the fact that they don't offer a scale-up plan. So this means that there is not a scaling plan that allow you to increase your capital under management as you keep trading. But one thing that differentiates this prop firm and that I found incredible is that if you can prove to be profitable long term, you can get access to a salary. And as you can see here, there are all the various requirements that you need to fulfill, and you're gonna start with a salary or bonus of $70 a month, and the more you trade and the more you can prove to be a consistent trader, you're gonna be able to increase it up to $3,000 a month. This is not an employment contract, but is rather a performance-based bonus, but is something that is gonna allow you to receive extra money on top of the profits that you generate from your trading. So now that you know exactly which challenges prop number 1 offer and what are the rules that you need to follow, let me log in my account to give you a tour of the backend. We are currently inside my prop number one account, and as soon as you log in, you're gonna be redirected in this dashboard that give you an overview of all the active challenges that you have. So in this specific case, this is the latest challenge that I purchased, which is a $50,000 two-step challenge. If I click here on dashboard, I'm gonna get access to all the various stats related to this challenge, and as I told you, since I just purchased it, I still haven't placed a single trade. But of course, as I start trading with it, this line here is going to change based on my PNL, and also all the information that I can see here at the bottom are going to change. Now, if I click here on challenge details, I can also see a few more information, like for example, what is my profit target, the minimum trading days, the daily loss, and so on. And if I move here on the left side, I'm gonna get access to the main menu of my backend. So if I click here on accounts, I'm gonna get access to all the active challenge that I currently have. If I click on competition, I'm gonna have an overview of all the active competition and also the past competition that were done on prop number one. So as you can see, the one marked as complete are the competition that were held in the past, while the current one is marked as in progress. Since it has already started, I cannot register anymore, but if I click here on rules, I'm gonna get access to all the rules that I need to follow during this competition. And if I click on standings, I'm gonna get access to the leaderboard, and I'm gonna be able to see all the various traders that are currently participating in this competition, what are their stats. I can see how many contestants are still inside the challenge, who is the current leader, what is the countdown till the end of the challenge, and so on. If I click instead on leaderboard, I'm gonna be able to see the leaderboard with all the best traders inside the prop number one. So I'm gonna be able to see their name, their profit, equity, percentage gain, and also their country of residence. Instead, if I click on settings, I'm gonna get access to all the settings related to my account. When it comes to KFC, clicking on this button, I'm gonna be able to submit my information, and this is really important once you start requesting your payouts. Talking about payouts, in this section related to withdrawals, I'm gonna be able to request my withdrawals and also have access to all the withdrawals that I did in the past. Same things when it comes to billing history, I can see all the challenges that I purchased on the past. Below it, I have the section related to the certification. Here, every time I pass a challenge or I get to the funded stage, there's gonna be a certificate that is gonna be created that then I can share on my social media, or if you want, you can either print it and put it in your room. Next, there is a section related to videos. Currently, this section is empty, so if you click on it, you won't find any video, but I think that in the future, prop number one might start uploading various tutorials on how to use their platform, and these are specifically helpful if you are a complete beginner. And lastly, below the videos, you have a section related to FAQ, so here you can see all the various questions that are asked more frequently. And then if you click here on download center, you're gonna be able to download all the various platforms that prop number one supports. So as you can see, you can download platform 5, you can download CTrader, and you can also download MatchTrader, and all of them are available on desktop, mobile, and also directly on the website. So now that I give you a full overview of the backend of prop number one, let me log in inside my platform 5 account that I have with them to give an idea of all the instruments that you can trade and the spreads that you can expect to get. So this is the platform 5 account that is connected to my prop number one challenge. In fact, as you can see here, the total balance is $50,000. And if we move on the left side of the screen, we can see a few of the instruments that you can trade with this specific account. And when it comes to spreads, in my opinion, they are pretty good. In fact, for example, on JBP USD, currently the spread sits at 3. If you look at Euro AUD, the spread is around 9. Euro USD, the spread is around 1. Euro JBP, the spread is around 8. When it comes to gold, the spread is around 24, 25. To be completely honest with you, is a bit high compared to a lot of other prop firms, but is still completely manageable. In fact, I would probably say that if you decide to trade these specific instruments, you won't have any problem. Now, let me add a few other symbols to have an idea of all these spreads that we can expect to get. So let's click here on FX. Let's click on FX 2, and let's add, for example, USD JPY, so show symbol. Then let's add, for example, AUD CAD. Let's add CAD JPY. Let's add AUD JPY. And then let's add JBP, JPY. So in this way we can have a more complete overview of all the instruments that you can trade. And if we look back here on the left, the instruments have been added, and also in this case, in my opinion, the spreads are really good. In fact, USD JPY, the spread is around 8, AUD CAD, the spread is around 10, CAD JPY, it's around 16, so it's a bit higher compared to all the others, but still pretty manageable. AUD JPY spread of around 9, JBP JPY spread of around 12, and to be completely honest with you, I think that the spread for this specific pair is actually really good. In fact, this forex pair usually is more volatile compared to all the others, and so in my opinion, having a spread this low is a positive. So let's put it this way: if it's true that gold has a spread that is a bit higher compared to the average, I would say that JBP JPY has actually a spread that is a bit lower compared to the average, and so I would say that the two compensate. So as you can see, overall prop number one give you access to pretty competitive trading condition, and no matter what type of trader you are, so if you are a scalper, if you are a swing trader, if you are a day trader, I think that with this specific spread you won't have any problem being profitable. So now that I show you everything that you need to know about prop number one, let me tell you what in my opinion are all the pros and cons of this prop firm. So when it comes to pros, I would say that the first one is the fact that news trading is allowed. In fact, as I showed you before, you are able to trade the news without any sort of limitation. And in my opinion, this is a huge pro, because there are a lot of other prop firms that say that you can trade the news, but in reality what they means is that you can trade through the news. But usually 5 minutes before and 5 minutes after a major news event, you are not allowed to open, close or manage your position. Well, with prop number one, this is not going to happen because, as I said, you don't have any sort of limitation. The second pro of this prop firm is the fact that they give you access to a salary. In fact, if you can prove to be profitable long term, instead of being rewarded with a scale up plan, you are actually going to receive bonuses based on certain milestone that you hit. And once you get at the highest level, you can receive up to $3,000 a month as a bonus from the company. The third pro of prop number one is that you can receive up to 100% profit split, and personally this is something unheard of. In fact, usually when a prop firm is really generous, they can reach 95.5 as the profit split, but this is the first prop firm that I heard that give you access to 100% of your profit, and this of course is a huge pro and something that a lot of prop firms are not able to do. The fourth and last pro of this prop firm is their 24-hour payments. In fact, prop number one guarantees that from the moment their compliance team approve your payment request, you're never gonna have to wait more than 24 hours for your payments to be processed. And this of course is a huge pro, because it means that you're gonna get access to your profit as fast as possible. Now let's talk about the cons of this prop firm. Personally, the only cons that I found while using prop number one is the fact that scalping is not allowed, or better said, aggressive scalping or hardcore scalping is not allowed. In fact, as we have seen, one of the few rules that you need to respect while using this prop firm is that your average holding time must be above 1 minute. In fact, if you are a really aggressive scalper or somebody that has an average holding time below 1 minute, unfortunately prop number one is not the prop firm for you. Instead, if you are an average scalper or a normal scalper, so somebody that maybe hold trades for, let's say, between 2 and 5 minutes, you won't have any limitation and any problem using this prop firm. So, there you have it. This was my review of prop number one. As I told at the beginning, if you also would like to try them, you can do so by clicking the first link in the video description. And once you get at the checkout page, if you use the coupon code STKTRD like you see right now on the screen, you are always going to receive a 10% discount on all your challenges. If you enjoyed this video, please leave it a like, and until next time, happy trades!